we are out at Environment 1 grinder pump station. I'm going to go over some basic steps on pulling the pump. There's 3 7/16 head bolts bolting this lid onto, securing it. Best practice is to put those bolts back in the lid and move it far enough away so you're not stepping on it. Here we are in our station, and what I'm looking at here is the grinder pump itself. This is the lid of the grinder pump. This is the actuator for the ball valve to isolate it from the main. And we've got our electrical quick disconnect plug here. This qualifies as our disconnect. We want to make sure the pump doesn't turn on while we're pulling it. So let's disconnect that now. There we go. Now that the pump doesn't have any power, we're going to close the ball valve. There we go. And now we're going to release the mechanism that secures the pump for both shipping and operation. The tab there now is pointing to the green slot, means this pump is open and ready to pull. One of the best practices I've found is when pulling a pump, stand opposite the discharge valve. I'm going to grab the yellow rope that's attached to the pump. I'm going to do 3 short pulls. The first pull is taking it out of the discharge. Resting the pump. The second is grabbing it, hooking it over the station. And the third pull is lifting the pump out onto the ground. There we are with our Environment 1 grinder pump out onto the ground. Grinding section, on and off level control, operating level. This is what an empty station will look like. So we're going to take a minute here and get this ready to put back into the. Here's our pump. I'm going to get ready to put it back into the station. Pretty much the steps we just took, we're going to perform in reverse. Discharge is lined up properly. And I want you to notice when I lower the sin, I stand on the same side as the discharge, because I find it's easier to line back up. Go with our grinder pump. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my tank wrench, reach down and first secure this pump. As you can see, the use of this tank wrench prevents me from going through any confined space requirements. Reach down now after the pump's been latched, open the ball valve for the discharge line. And the last part is now taking this disconnect, plugging it back together, securing it with the nut. I like to make sure this is hung at the top of the station. And although this yellow rope can be at the bottom of the station, you can reach down with your tank wrench. I prefer to tie it up when I'm done.